All right, so I bet a lot of you guys are wondering, should you buy a Scuf controller? And I'm here to tell you the answer, all right? Also, don't mind that little stain right there. That we don't talk about that. But I'm gonna give you the short answer, and the short answer is no. You should not get the Scuf controller. Not necessarily this Scuf controller, but you should not get a Scuf controller in general. And not only that, I'm actually gonna tell you why you shouldn't get this Scuf controller. So I basically got this shit right here for like my birthday like a year ago. This thing, I'm being fully honest with you guys when I say this. It only lasted me, I want to say like a month, possibly less. I'm not entirely sure, but it just didn't last me as long as it should have. You know what I'm saying? Like you can already see like the sticks is a little fucked. I'm trying to see if I can get some better lighting on that. Like you see, like the sticks is a little bit fucked. I mean, that might have just been me. You know what I'm saying? I'd be going crazy on the sticks. You know what I'm saying? I'd be playing Apex and shit. So you know, so I'd be like, you know, this is actually what I crouch with, so I'd be like this, right? I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. I'd be like spamming that shit, but I honestly don't think that's the case, because I actually have my normal controller that I've had for about as long as I've had my PlayStation, which is actually a first generation PlayStation, so that, you know, should give you an idea of how old that controller is, you know what I'm saying? And that one, it's still working, you know what I'm saying? This shit, I mean, like the L2 button doesn't work, but that's because I got the little like mouse clicking thingy on it. So if you're gonna get the mouse clicking things on it, just be prepared for that shit to break on you. I don't think it's worth it. Just get the normal joints if you are gonna get a Scuf controller. But then again, like I said, I don't recommend getting a Scuf controller. And I basically got this shit, you know, maxed out and shit. So I'm guessing you guys can, you know, could probably, you know, conjure up how much this controller must have costed. You know, I didn't buy it. It was a gift given to me for my birthday last year, like I said. And I still kept the controller around. I mean, technically, it's not fully dead. Like, you could still technically use it. You probably just have to use, like, the L1 and L2 button. And basically, yeah, no, I got some stuff on the inside of the controller removed. That might have been my biggest mistake yet, because that means that when I plug it in right here, actually I think that's just with any new DualShock. I don't think it's just the fact that I took off the things inside of it, but basically when you plug in something through here, you can't hear the mic at all, right? So you have no mic. It's like the new DualShocks. You got to get like a designated like PlayStation like headset. I'm not sure though. It could possibly be that this one's fucked, but I mean, on the normal DualShocks, like especially the new controllers, you definitely got to get a designated PlayStation Sony headset. If not, you're gonna have to get some Bluetooth joint, and you gotta realize not all Bluetooth is supported. Like Beats and all of that shit, it's not supported. You gotta get something that on like the website or on Amazon, wherever the fuck you're getting that shit, you gotta say that it's PlayStation supported, it's for PS4 and stuff like that. It's gotta say that. If not, then you're probably gonna have a hard time getting that shit to link with your PlayStation and shit. Like, I don't know why they so strict with that shit, and like I don't know why they so strict on what can and can't be paired with, you know, the PlayStation. And basically, this shit is really expensive, right? And the DualShock normally would cost like what, $60, something like that, right? And this shit, hold on, let me go to the website. I'm actually about to go to the website and show you guys how much like a controller like this would cost. But I pretty much like maxed it out. So I'm gonna try to max out another controller, and I even got like the skin for it too. So I mean, you guys can probably just, you know. Look, this is the second controller that I got. As you can see, this is a normal DualShock 4. There are the third-party joints, which are cheap. I know a lot of you guys want to go that route. Trust me on this. I'm actually going to get my third-party controller and tell y'all something as well. Hold on. So basically, I got this joint right here, you know what I'm saying, this Voye. You know what I'm saying, when I saw it on Amazon, it looked cool. It said it, you know, it had a good feeling on the hands, and the thumbsticks were, you know, they were custom made to, you know, for improvement purposes, you know what I'm saying, to really give you a good feel on the sticks. And I'm gonna tell you guys, that was a fucking lie. All right, let me take this bad boy out. So I'll tell you what, look, my friend did say that this was an ugly looking controller, but it feels nice on the hands. You gotta give credit where credit's due. This shit does feel nice on the hands, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I gotta say, the one thing that really lets these third-party controllers down, and I can tell that it's pretty much almost all of them, because they all have these similar looking sticks, is that, you know what I'm saying, they just kind of pointless to use in like shooter games, which are probably one of the most, you know, popular genre of games. So, you know what I'm saying, I know everybody out here probably plays some kind of shooter game. I mean, games like Fortnite count as a shooter game, you know what I'm saying? So you really want sticks that don't have crazy dead zone like these do, you know what I'm saying? So you want to make, in those games, a lot of times you want to make like small little adjustments to your aim, you know what I'm saying? That's crucial. With these shits, you cannot do that. They have a dead zone. So if you go like this, right, you can see me moving it a little bit. Your game will not react I don't know what it is. These things just have crazy dead zone on them. Like, if you go like this or like that or like that, like, they pretty much won't react until you're like down here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really bend this shit, you know, so you really gotta move it for the game to react and for it to react, you know. And that was a really big no-no for me, because like I said, I play Apex, so y'all know how important it is, you know what I'm saying? It's not just this stick, it's this stick too, but you know, I'm recording with my other hand, so. But yeah, like this stick too, which is the aiming stick, obviously. So you know what I'm saying, I'm an Apex player, so with this, it's very crucial that this is very, you know, sensitive, you know. So I'm trying to make those small adjustments so that I can fry somebody with my R99, you know, so my R301, you know. So I'm trying to fry people, so I need to make those fine adjustments with this, you know what I'm saying. Third-party controllers, not just this one, but third-party controllers in general that cost like 30 to 40 bucks, you know what I'm saying. Like these are probably not worth the money, you know what I'm saying. You're better off just buying the normal like 60 to 59, 50 something dollar normal DualShock 4s, like this joint right here. And also it has a stain. I don't know how the fuck these end up getting stains. Don't worry about it, right? I personally don't even know, all right. But yeah, this joint, this, I actually ruined this one. This one doesn't, this one has like this stick fucked up, but that's on me. Basically on Apex, you can map any of the buttons to do what you want them to do. That's the one good thing about Apex. Not the one good thing, but it's a very good thing that Apex does, which is why I love the game. It's not the only game to do it. Oh my God, can you guys hear how out of breath I am? Holy fuck, I need to start going on workouts or some shit, bro. I need to start doing work. I need to start working out, man. I need to start going off runs. COVID got me fucked up, man. I'm cooped up for way too long, man. Can you guys hear this shit, man? It's not even funny. I'm fucking out of breath. But look, right, so they allow you to map whatever each button does, you know what I'm saying. So if you wanted to shoot with this button right here, if you wanted to shoot with the right stick, I know that sounds ridiculous, nobody would want to do that, I don't think. You could do that, you know what I'm saying. You can map each button to do whatever you want, you know what I'm saying. They obviously have the normal presets that every shooter game has, but Apex, and you know, Apex is not the only game to do this, but it's the game that I play that does do this. The one game that I play that does do this. I think Fortnite has something similar. I'm pretty sure you can map what each button does on that game as well. I'm not entirely sure though, but you know what I'm saying. So basically I mapped it so I wouldn't need the paddles. A lot of you guys are thinking about buying Scufs and shit like that because of the paddles in the back, because it gives you that edge when gaming, you know what I'm saying. So you want to be able to like jump and do whatever, especially when you have those four, you know, when you have the four paddles in the, hold on, let me go get the Scuf. All right, so here I got the Scuf, and you can clearly see where the paddles go. I don't have them on right now because, well, surprise, surprise, they kind of stopped working. And in a sense, they were kind of annoying to me. I guess that's just the way that my hands are, you know, so I have very skinny, like, small hands. I think for people with bigger hands, I think this would be a lot more, you know, to their liking, and they'd like it a lot more than I did. I took like 2 of them out because they stopped working, and then the other 2, I think there were maybe 6 in that box, and in the little bag that they gave me, possibly. I want to say there's 4 to 6, you know what I'm saying, because there were backups in there. They definitely do give you backups for some of these shits, and I think you can order even more. I don't know if they charge more for that, but basically 2 of these broke, and then I got the 2 backups, and I think I didn't really like them. I didn't like the way that the controller felt. I don't know why. I think that's what that was. They might have broken, to be fair. And yeah, people want those, they want the paddles because they feel it gives them an edge when gaming, you know what I'm saying. So you don't have to take both of your, you know what I'm saying, you know how you hold a controller, you know what I'm saying. So you don't have to take your hands off of the sticks while doing action, especially in a shooter game. That's super crucial, super important. It can really give you the edge to really knock out the opponent, you know what I'm saying. It really gives you the edge in like a gunfight, you know what I'm saying, 1v1. So people wanted that because it allowed them to do that shit much more easily, you know what I'm saying. They could run, they could have their little slick aim, you know what I'm saying. They would never have to take their right thumb off of this stick right here, and they could still jump, you know, reload, change guns, you know what I'm saying, without having to, you know, do this right here, right? So say you're aiming at a person, right? You're aiming, brrr, brrr, and then you gotta like reload, right? Boom, reload, boom, like, or you gotta jump, right? So you see that right there? I'm taking my right thumb off of this stick right here, and you know what I'm saying, or I gotta switch gun, you know what I'm saying. There we go. So like that. So basically people want the sticks, I mean the paddles on the back for that very reason. Now in games like Apex and shit, you don't necessarily need that. You can just configure like your buttons, you know, your most important buttons to do what you need them to do. So basically what I had on this joint, which is kind of the reason why this stick right here started breaking, it didn't, the controller's not broken, it works. but this stick like twitches in a sense. Like in a game, it just like veers off to the left. So basically in a game like Apex, where you can configure what each button does, I had this button right here, you know what I'm saying? By pressing it down, I had that set to slide, and by pressing this down, I had it set to jump. So you can imagine the deadly type of shit I could have done with that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm basically running, right? And it's on auto run, by the way. So if you're wondering if I substituted slide for running, no, I did not. It's on auto run, which is the good thing about games. I love that. So basically, whenever I would pull up on a stick, it would automatically run, so I didn't need to press down on it. And with this button, usually in games, its default setting when you press this down is to basically do your melee, you know what I'm saying? You know, your punch, your knife, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. And basically, you know what I'm saying, you jump with this. So you can, like I said, you can imagine how much of a deadly combo that is, you know what I'm saying? You're running, boom, slide, boom, jump, and especially in a game like Apex. So basically, I think by pressing this down way too much, I don't think this one has the same like capacity. Like it can take the same amount of load that this one can. I don't know why, because I keep using this to crouch and shit. Like I've used this to crouch on all my controllers, but this has never broken for me. This has never failed me, you know what I'm saying? So this always works. With this one though, it fucked up, because like I said, this is division. So you really want to be sensitive with this stick, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what you use to move the camera. This is probably one of the most important things, you know what I'm saying? Like I know movement and aiming are probably equal, but in some cases, you know what I'm saying, you might as well, you know, for the campers out there, they can really just stand still in a corner. They don't need to worry about this. They really need to worry about this, you know what I'm saying? They can just, you know, sit in a corner waiting for somebody to come in. Brrr, brrr, you know what I'm saying? So this is really important. I said this gives, this has an edge in importance over this one. Basically, with that being said, I got the Scuf controller right here. I got the third-party controller right here, and then I got like my normal controller that I don't use anymore, because like I said, this stick fucks up, like aim drift. So it has that now, because I started, like, you know, this is what I used to jump, and so I pressed it down a lot, and that fucked with it. I really don't think it should have. I mean, I usually spam this, like I said. I spam this a lot more because this is what I slide with, you know. So, and I have hold to crouch. And I know I'm linking a lot of this to Apex, so a lot of you guys might be like, you know what, I don't really care about that, you know, so I play Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying, so shit is different. Yeah, I do understand that, but I gotta tell y'all, you know what I'm saying, just go for a normal DualShock 4. Go for one of these bad boys, but make sure that this is just your melee, all right? That's probably the one tip I'm gonna give you on this. Make this your melee right here. But do get this controller. Now this, it won't come with this, you know what I'm saying? These are just the control feet grips I got, because my hands do tend to get sweaty. Get yourself one of these, or one of these joints right here. Yes, this is a skin. You can see it right here. The controller is white though, so it kind of camouflages a little bit. But this is the current controller that I'm using, and this is actually the old, like, original controller that came with my PlayStation. So I mean, you can imagine how old this shit is and how long it's lasted me. I mean, the PlayStation 4 came out in late 2013. I think I got mine maybe late 2013, possibly early 2014. I think it was early 2014. I'm pretty sure, actually. So this thing has lasted me for probably 7 years now, and it still works. I mean, this shit was like an old mistake that I made to try to, you know, give it like a gold little wrapping to it. It all like pretty much came off, because fuck that shit. So now what I got on this, if you guys are wondering, this little skin right here, this is a skin for your controller. It's a glow in the dark. I don't really care for that. That's not why I got it. It's grippy. I got it at Five Below, so I mean, it was like $5. Even cheaper than these, and I think it does an amazing job. I think it works possibly just as good, maybe, as these, you know what I'm saying? So like, these give you grip so that they don't fall out of your hands, you know what I'm saying? So when your hands really start sweating, these really help. These help too, and you can also get like the control freaks on it. And in reality, when you do that, that should still equate to less than probably a stock Scuf controller would. But I do think even getting like a normal like $60 controller like this, putting like a skin on it for $5, that'll run you up about 64. The thumbsticks from Control Freak, you know, they do get them somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? You could probably find thumbsticks at like Five Below. I probably wouldn't recommend those though. Like, you know, so I have like Skull Candy pairs, but those really don't work. I do recommend the Skull Candy ones, because they do have good texture to them, so you know, so you can really hang on to the thumbsticks. It really helps. Very grippy. So basically, you know what I'm saying, so we're talking about $64 with just this right here. Get yourself the thumbsticks, which I believe should run you up $14.99. So we're talking $79 maybe. We're talking about $80. That'll run you up about $80. You get the controller, the skin from Five Below, that's about $5, and the Control Freak thumbsticks, that should equate to about $80, give or take. And that's probably gonna be all that you really need. I swear to you, you don't need the paddles in the back. Just play a game where you can really configure what you do, or just, you know, fuck around with the already preset configurations that your game has. You know, so you might find something that's more to your liking, so you can, you know, like do whatever. You can crouch with, you know, the left stick, crouch with maybe R1, L1, something like that, and stick, you know, throwing your throwables with maybe one of these. You know, so they're not too important. You don't need to do them necessarily in the middle of a 1v1 gunfight. So, you know, since you can definitely like give one of those less necessary, you know, actions to like one of the D-pads or something like that, or to like one of these, circle, put it on auto run, so you don't need to hold this to run. You could probably just use this to crouch, you know, so you never have to go like this, right, to crouch, pop, 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 you know, so you that right there could get you killed, you know what I'm saying, that little action right there, taking your hand off of the thumbstick. Basically, in conclusion, you do not need to buy yourself a Scuf controller. I mean, if you do really feel like it, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? They do give it these little grips right here, but I gotta tell you, honestly, I prefer this, but that's just a personal choice. I cannot guarantee that y'all will feel the same way. I mean, if you want to just make it look cool, I mean, I guess Scuf controllers, you know, they do give you this, you know, for like $20, they could do this to your controller. It looks pretty cool. I know mine doesn't, because like I said, I got like some stains on it. I really don't know where the fuck they're from. Okay, I couldn't tell you guys, but yeah, you know what I'm saying, it does look cool, to be fair, but it's just not worth it. It'll probably last you about a month, you know what I'm saying. I'll be surprised if it lasts you more than a month. If it lasts you more than a month, you probably just got like stock options, you know, you probably didn't do too much to the controller, in which that case it's probably not worth it, because I swear it's like a crazy amount of money for just the stock Scuf controller. And so my advice to you is to just get a normal controller, you know what I'm saying? Probably get like one of these skins from Five Below that have these texture on them. It's pretty grippy, I would say. And then just get yourself probably some Control Freak thumbsticks. That's really all you need. You don't need the back paddles, you know what I'm saying? You can do without those, definitely. I mean, if you really feel like you need them, you can go, like I said, you can go ahead and get one of these. Not necessarily one of these. I probably, you know, I'm gonna give you a good alternative to this if you really feel like you need to get yourself like a crazy expensive like pro gaming controller. Get yourself an Astro C40. I know you probably already heard about them if you're researching, you know, crazy expensive controllers online. Like if you probably know about Scufs, you probably know about the Astro C40. Get yourself that. I heard it's pretty good, but I mean, I have heard that it breaks down on people, so you might want to get a lot of replacements for that one too if you do get that one. I personally haven't had it, so I can't give you my opinion on that, but from what I've seen probably 2 people that have owned them. They both broke. I don't know in the amount of time though. They might have lasted them a decent while, but they definitely did both break, I believe. But what I remember hearing about the C40 is that you can get many replacements for it. It's very replaceable. You can replace, I think, the whole controller is what I remember they said. You can probably take the thumbsticks out and replace them with new ones. So you probably need to get a lot of, you know, fresh, you know, shit for those controllers. And that's what I don't like about them. Like, I don't like why they have to do that. Like, you know, you have to pay extra just to get like extra thumbsticks. Like, for what? Like, why are they so breakable? Like, why are they so easy to break? Like, just get one of these joints. You never have to get a backup. Like, these never break. No, 7 years that I've had this controller, it still works, you know. So I definitely do say get a normal DualShock 4. And yeah, guys, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys can hear how out of breath I am. You know what I'm saying? This is a very impromptu video. I was literally just sitting on my bed, and I just decided that I would make this recording for you guys. And yeah, I'm just like so out of breath. But at the end of the day, not worth it. Worth it, all right? Worth it, not worth it, not worth it at all. I mean, it's a third-party controller. I mean, 30, I mean, it's very cheap. I probably shouldn't say not worth it at all. You could probably use this for like other like chill games, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're playing just like a normal like cartoonish type game, you know what I'm saying, or like, you know, a game where you only really have to press buttons, you know, a side scroller maybe, you know, like this might be your guy, you know what I'm saying? It's a good backup controller is all it really is a backup controller in case something goes wrong. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, for the price, I might be going a bit harsh on it. I mean, I got this for like, what, 33 bucks. I am returning it, by the way, but I got it for like 33 bucks, and it feels nice on the hands. I will tell you guys that. All the buttons work just fine, but the sticks are what really fucks this up for me. And actually, it actually turns off, a little side note, these actually tend to turn off randomly sometimes, you know? And that's, I've experienced that myself. It did turn off on me like once or twice on its own when it should have been like full battery, and I was using it. It just turned off suddenly. So beware of that. Don't, you know, I'd say not worth it. Get the third-party controllers. But I mean, if you really need to have like a cheap little backup controller, or you want to get like your nephew or, you know, say somebody just a cheap controller for like a birthday or a gift or something, you know, you might could get this. You know, you might could do with that. Definitely not this though. Don't get the Scuf. I'm telling you guys, not worth it. Just get a normal DualShock. Just get a normal controller, all right? I'm telling y'all, trust me, you won't regret it. And that's that, guys. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, guys. Peace.